Hi, I'm Reid Stiven from EQC.
And I'm David Peterson from Fletcher EQR.
EQC and EQR are working together to raise the bar on keeping our people safe. That's why we have put in place safe6.
Our aim is to make sure everyone involved knows the risk they face each day and the right things to do to avoid them. We've invited one of our experienced contractors along to remind you what's needed to keep yourself and your workmates safe.
G'day, I'm Mark Frame from Frame Contracting. We've been accredited to the Canterbury Home Repair Program since November 2010. Like other contracting firms, health and safety is something we take very seriously. Good workers are really hard to come by, so if someone has an injury on site, it's a real pain for both them and their company. Following is some advice on how you can avoid accidents on the worksite. Get home each night safe and sound. Where possible, build or repair at ground level to avoid unnecessarily having to work at height. When you're on a roof, use fall prevention equipment such as edge protection or scaffolding. If you're doing short duration work or a simple task, ensure your training for working at heights is current and the equipment you are using has been recently certified and checked for use. Before you use a ladder, make sure it's secured top and bottom, and always use 3 points of contact when climbing and descending. Don't forget, only use a commercial grade ladder which is fit for purpose, in good condition and right for the job. A restricted space is an area with a very narrow, small or awkward entry and exit point. For example, under the floor or in the ceiling space. A confined space also has limited access, but it might contain toxic fumes, or be short on oxygen, or there could be risk of engulfment. If you're unsure if it's a confined space, please contact an expert, as this may require gas testing or other specialist knowledge before entering. Remember, if you're working in a confined or restricted space, always work with a mate, and make sure you're dressed in the appropriate PPE. Consider using a lifeline, and ensure adequate ventilation in the area. Don't forget to refer to the EQC Standard Operating Procedure or the Fletcher EQR Guideline. Electricity is an unseen hazard. You won't know it's hit you until it's too late. Always isolate the power at the mains and check with a voltage tester if you're unsure. Only use equipment that has been tested and tagged within the last 3 months. Use an RCD unit to prevent the likelihood of an electric shock. Ensure the area is dry before reconnecting power. And remember, if electrical work is required, use an electrician. These guys are the experts, so leave electrics to them. Please don't take any chances. If in doubt, seek advice. There's no doubt that driving conditions are challenging in Christchurch. A combination of roadworks, munted streets and frustrated drivers make for a dangerous mix. Just make sure whatever you do behind the wheel doesn't add to that. Before reversing out, check behind you. Always use your rear vision and side mirrors. And don't forget to watch out for kids. Always wear a seatbelt and drive to the conditions. If you're expecting a call or urgently need to make one, indicate and pull over safely. And never ever drive under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Losing your licence is bad enough, but losing your life, or worse, taking someone else's, is catastrophic. Stressed people are capable of doing some really unpredictable things. That's why you've got to always be mindful of your personal safety when you're out on a job. You should always let people know where you're going, who you're going to see, and when you should be back. Make sure your mobile is fully charged as well. When you're on someone's property, be aware of any obvious risks to your safety in case you have to get out fast. Even if you know who you'll be meeting. Once you've knocked, take a couple of steps back from the door as a precaution. Once inside, try and stand between the customer and the nearest exit. Deliver your news away from the kitchen area and ideally have the customer seated. Look for other exits. It'll be very rare that you find yourself in a confrontational or violent situation. But if you're threatened, either physically or verbally, keep cool and get out quickly. It's possible for houses most commonly built or renovated from 1940 to the 1990s to have asbestos-containing materials. They can be found in areas like plaster ceilings, wall linings, insulation, roof cladding, safe6, vinyl backings and more. Do your homework. Read our Toolbox Talk information. If you think there may be asbestos present, then testing has to be carried out by approved specialists before repair work starts. If the job's underway and asbestos is discovered or suspected, don't muck about. Stop work and ask everyone to leave the area. Phone your boss and Fletcher EQR, who will arrange for professional sampling and testing. The room or area should be isolated and no further work done on the property until test results are known. Make sure the homeowner or occupants know about the situation. The most important thing is, if asbestos could be in something needing repair and you don't know if it's been tested or not, don't touch it. Remember, you can't tell it is asbestos just by looking. There, that's it. Some simple tips to keep you and your mates safe. I hope you found it useful.
And thanks for the fantastic job you're doing on the Canterbury Home Repair Program.